Oh wow, you're thinking to yourself, wondering, who is this handsome man? Let me introduce him to you. This creation of God is Günther. Today we will do something different. We will paint a landscape for an unannounced project. I always wondered when I can say that. It makes me sound cool. Anyways, let's get started. Luckily, today I have my glove right in front of me, so I don't have to stand up. I don't want to move my body. To eliminate the blank space, we will just scribble, because blank spaces are very intimidating and I am afraid of them. Blank space phobia. Actually, this could be interesting for a platform. Like in the first sketch we did, I will just design shapes and look for interesting designs. Looks like it could be an open area, so we could maybe see the treetops here and use huge rock formations. I'm already painting the background stuff. Maybe I should separate it into another layer. And here in the bottom we have hills with trees on them. Instead of this giant mushroom, we could have something in the foreground, some kind of old huge tree. It's just a tree trunk. Could also be some kind of mushroom trunk. Here's a bush. And by the way, this is just idea collecting. Let's take a warm color. And here we can decide about our light, where it hits the ground plane to highlight an area, and also to suggest that we have huge shadows from huge mountains. It could be a good idea to use the bright grass against those trees in the midground and make them way darker to have some contrast. So we separate this tree layer with this bright grass in the background. That's the idea. Sky will be still pretty warm, but brighter. Cloudy sunset. Yeah, I like that. This rock formation will have a huge shadow cast on it. We use the shadow to point to our focal point, which is here. The shadow will be way cooler, or not too cool. Maybe it's not a mountain, but clouds that are casting this huge shadow. Looks like shit. Not good, not good. Right now I'm using the form of the clouds to make the composition a little bit better, but it's not working. I think the mushrooms are not working, and this is also not working. Let's simplify it. There needs to be something that tells us that it's a fantasy forest, not just a forest. A huge flower. Paint in some ambient occlusion. On our focal point we add blue flowers as well and make them very bright. A good trick to add some atmosphere and atmospheric perspective is create a new layer and then with a soft brush paint over what should be in the background. Then you take your eraser and erase everything that is in the foreground. So you separate the background from the foreground and you can repeat that for the next layer, if that makes sense. That's how I do it. I'm still missing the fantasy element. This midground tree could be a mushroom tree. A mushroom tree could solve all of our problems. Yep, pretty nice. I love it. I love mushrooms. I don't know what I would do without mushrooms. Let's darken them. I'm always thinking about gradients in the painting. If I'm darkening the mushrooms from right to left, I'm thinking about a brightness gradient. We also need to add some ambient occlusion. Ambient occlusion. If you're wondering what is ambient occlusion, I don't want to explain it right now. You will understand once you're older. And that's not for small children. I'm sorry. It's secret knowledge. No one should talk about it. Everyone that speaks of the secret knowledge will get punished and banned and is never allowed to do art again. Those mushrooms kind of look like eggs. Maybe do this. Yeah, that's nice. Very good, very nice. I like the wizard head shape for the mushrooms. And again, it's very tedious to paint in all the mushrooms. I should again get my painting gnomes out of my basement. Their break was long enough. I'm talking out of my ass. Tired of painting mushroom trees. Let's start with the tree, which is actually a huge mushroom. I think it could also be cool if it's really brightly lit. Do I like that? I don't know. Let's add some grass first. Mushroom trunk, whatever. I kind of miss the black silhouette. Yeah, I prefer the black or the dark tree trunk in the front. Maybe you're wondering why mushrooms, they're so generic, and you are probably right. Everything is generic. There's no original ideas anymore. And if there are original ideas, I don't have them. I'm a bad, uninspired, uncreative artist who always does the same shit again and again. I hope you don't hate me if I don't detail the painting and make it an illustration. It's not a pretty picture, but it's a useful picture. I hope so. Let's make the fog a little bit textured. Okay, that's our second thumbnail.